So, what if I told you that fillings are basically just a band aid? And what if you could actually reverse a cavity before you ever need a drill? We're about to get into some science that might just completely change the way you think about your teeth. It's a question that sounds kinda crazy, right? I mean, for decades, we've all been taught that once a cavity starts, the only way out is with a dentist's drill. But what if that's not the whole story? That right there is a quote from a dentist, Dr. Ellie Phillips, and it's the big idea we're diving into today. Now, this is not about telling you to skip the dentist, not at all. It's about understanding the biology of your own mouth so you can take control and maybe, just maybe, avoid that drill altogether. Here's the kicker. A filling. It patches the hole, sure, but it does absolutely nothing to fix why the hole showed up in the first place. It doesn't change the environment in your mouth that led to the decay. We gotta get to the root of the problem. And to do that, you have to understand that your mouth is a battlefield. All day, every day, there's a war being waged on the surface of your teeth, and most of us don't even have a clue it's happening. So first things first, let's redefine what a cavity even is. It's not this one-time event like a lightning strike. It's a slow, gradual process of your tooth softening and losing its minerals. And because it's a process, that means it can be stopped and, yeah, even reversed. Okay, so on this battlefield in your mouth, you've got two opposing forces. On one side, you have demineralization. This is when acids and sugars are literally pulling minerals out of your teeth, making them softer. On the other side, you have remineralization. This is your body's defense, where your saliva puts those minerals back in, making your teeth harder again. The winner of this fight every single day determines if you get a cavity or not. And what's really wild is that this battle kicks off every single time you eat or drink anything other than plain water. Doesn't matter if it's a super healthy salad with a vinegar dressing or a can of soda. The moment it hits your teeth, you're starting a 30 to 60-minute window of demineralization. That's the danger zone. So, if we're constantly under attack, how in the world do we win this thing? Well, it actually boils down to a pretty simple 3-step game plan to tip the scales in favor of remineralization. Here they are. It's all about controlling the amount of time your teeth are under attack, using this incredible tool called xylitol to power up your defenses. And then, this is key, giving your mouth the downtime it needs to heal itself. Now, what's really fascinating is how you end your meals. Turns out, this can make or break your whole strategy. In fact, there are 5 ideal things to finish with that can immediately start protecting your teeth. Check this out. It's way simpler than you'd think. Cheese, salty nuts, just plain water, whole milk. These all help shut down that acid attack. But then you've got the real MVP on this list, xylitol. This is where the magic really happens. So what's the big deal with xylitol? Well, first, it actually feeds the good bacteria in your mouth. But second, and this is so cool, it has this thing called a hygroscopic pull. That's a fancy way of saying it literally draws out a flow of super saliva from your glands. And this saliva is packed with way more healing minerals than your normal everyday saliva. And that leads us to the final and honestly, maybe the most important step, mouth resting. This is your healing window. After you've eaten and had your xylitol, you just stop. You do nothing. No sipping, no snacking. This gives that mineral-rich saliva all the time it needs to soak into your teeth and harden them back up. It is incredibly powerful, and it costs absolutely nothing. Your saliva is the unsung hero of this whole story, for real. It's your body's built-in tooth repair system. But here's the thing. The quality of that saliva isn't a given. You can actually make it better, stronger, and way more effective. So how do you make this super saliva? Think of it like a chain reaction. It all starts in your gut, which is where you absorb minerals from your food. Eating lots of leafy greens gives your gut those minerals. Then, getting regular exercise boosts your circulation to deliver those minerals to your salivary glands. See? It's all connected. Hey, real quick, since we're talking about supporting that healthy mouth ecosystem, if you're interested in really leaning into this, we've put a link to something called Prodentim down in the description. It's specifically designed to help with exactly that. No pressure, but feel free to check it out after we're done here. Okay, let's talk about timing, because it turns out your mouth runs on a 24-hour clock, a circadian rhythm, just like the rest of your body. And understanding this clock is absolutely critical, especially when it's time to go to sleep. See, during the day, your saliva is this mineral-packed superhero, actively healing your teeth. But at midnight, it's practically gone. Your saliva production basically shuts down while you sleep, leaving your teeth completely vulnerable and defenseless. This is why your nighttime routine is totally non-negotiable. So here's the deal for nighttime. You want to avoid anything harsh. Things like whitening and baking soda toothpastes can actually strip away your mouth's natural protective layers right when you need them the most. The goal is to protect and support, not to strip and scour. A little gentle gum massage can also help boost circulation right before bed. And on the flip side of that clock, the absolute best, most powerful time for healing is in the afternoon. Those 2 hours right after you eat lunch, that's when your saliva is at its peak potency. This is your golden window. You gotta protect it. Don't waste it by sipping on coffee or a diet soda. Just let your mouth rest and rebuild. Now, this isn't just for adults who are already fighting off cavities. These same principles are absolutely fundamental for setting kids up with a lifetime of healthy teeth, right from the moment those first baby teeth pop up. For kids, you want to start these habits early. Xylitol is the key here. You can use crystals for toddlers and mints for the older kids. And believe it or not, for the little ones, a good rinse can actually be more effective than a perfect brushing job. But the number one rule is this. After that final nighttime routine, the kitchen is closed. Nothing but xylitol and sleep. So, we'll leave you with this thought. We spend so much time and money focusing on the brand of toothpaste we use or what kind of floss is best, but what if the real secret to a cavity-free life has been there all along, hiding in plain sight? What if it's not about what you do, but when you do it? And maybe more importantly, when you do nothing at all?